The boy tricked the king and became one himself.
Far away, in a quiet African village surrounded by endless fields and the shade of ancient mango trees, lived a young boy named Pateh. Pateh was not like other boys. He had a sharp tongue, a quick wit, and a habit that earned him both trouble and laughter. He was a skilled liar. One sunny afternoon, the king of the land decided to take a walk with his guards. The people bowed as he passed, their eyes lowered out of respect. As he strode, the king came upon 3 young boys sitting under a mango tree, talking and laughing. The boys quickly jumped up, bowed deeply, and greeted the king. The king, smiling, asked their names and their father's occupations. The first boy stepped forward. "My name is Leman, and my father is Modu, the carpenter," he said. The king nodded, pleased. "May your father's hands never tire, and may his work bring him wealth." The second boy came forward. "My name is Doda, and my father is a fisherman." The king nodded again. "May your father's nets always be full and his days blessed." Then it was Pateh's turn. "My name is Pateh," he said boldly, "and my father has no name, and his work is lying." The king's smile faded. "What a cursed family," he said angrily. "May your father continue to be a liar all his life." But Pateh, unfazed, looked the king straight in the eye and replied, "If we keep lying, I will be the king one day." The king laughed loudly. "You are a foolish boy. Let us see if your lies will ever take you to my throne." And with that, he walked away. Months passed. One day, the king was out again on a walk when he saw Pateh, this time, crying under the same mango tree. The king approached and asked, "Pateh, why are you crying?" Through sobs, Pateh replied, "My mother is dead, my king." The king felt pity and ordered his guards to give the boy many gifts, bags of rice, clothing, and coins, to help him in his time of grief. But Pateh's mother was very much alive. When Pateh rushed home, smiling, and told her what he had said to the king, she was shocked and disappointed. Weeks later, one of the king's guards saw Pateh's mother walking in the market. He quickly ran to the king with the news. The king summoned Pateh and asked, "Why did you lie to me about your mother's death?" Pateh, without hesitation, said, "My king, it is true. I killed my mother, but 3 days later I brought her back to life." The king, curious and amazed, demanded to see Pateh's mother. When she arrived, she was asked about Pateh's claim. Afraid to contradict her son and bring him trouble, she nodded and said, "Yes, I came back to life." The king and his guards were stunned. Then Pateh added, "My king, if you wish, I can do the same for your wife. I can kill her and bring her back more beautiful and younger than before." The king, foolishly trusting Pateh, agreed. He ordered his guards to take his wife and cut off her head. Days passed. Then weeks. The queen's body began to rot, and the smell spread through the palace. The king summoned Pateh. "Why is my wife not alive yet?" Pateh calmly replied, "When I killed my mother, I gave her poison. But you ordered your guards to slaughter your wife. I cannot bring back someone who has been slaughtered." The king's face darkened with rage. He ordered Pateh's immediate execution. They tied Pateh to a tall wooden beam by the river, covered his face, and left him there while they went to call the king and the villagers to witness his death. As fate would have it, a fisherman passed by and saw Pateh hanging there. "Why are you tied up like this?" the fisherman asked. Pateh lowered his voice and said, "I work for the king. A great ship from Europe is coming, and I'm the chosen one to be the first they take aboard. I am tied here so they will see me and pick me up immediately." The fisherman's eyes widened. "Please, let me take your place. I have fished for years and gained nothing. Let me go instead." Pateh shook his head. "No, I also want to go to Europe." The fisherman pleaded until Pateh pretended to give in. He untied himself, tied up the fisherman in his place, and even gave him his own clothes. When the king and villagers returned, they threw the fisherman into the river, believing it was Pateh, and he drowned. Pateh suddenly disappeared from the village. 6 years later, he returned, dressed in plain white robes. When people saw him, they screamed and ran, shouting, "A ghost! A ghost!" For they had all witnessed him being thrown into the river years ago. Pateh walked straight into the palace and said to the king, "Your mother from the land of the dead sent me. She says she has missed you greatly after 10 years. The king sighed and said, "If only I could speak to my mother in the land of the dead." Pateh, now standing among them in disguise, said, "That is easy, my king. Do to yourself what you did to me, tie yourself up, throw yourself into the river, and you will meet her." The king hesitated. "But who will watch over my throne when I am gone?" Pateh smiled. "Me, of course. I am the one who brought you this message." The king nodded. "You are right. There is no better person." So they tied the king up and threw him into the river. He drowned, and Pateh became the new king. He had fulfilled his strange promise. His lies had made him ruler.
Subscribe and like.